Hello everyone, this is Mark Robinson and I'm doing another tutorial with you. It's the third one. Hopefully you'll take part. If not, you can just watch me paint. We're copying a Picasso painting. I think it's called A Weeping Woman, or it could be The Sneeze. Anyway, I haven't checked that out. I'd like you to get the actual photograph of the thing, or offline, a JPEG, and then print it out at A4 size, then stick it on a piece of card and get some either cling film to cover it, or if you've got some cellophane, that would be good. Then you'll need a felt tip pen, some sort of ruler, a bit of tape, and that will get the first part done. Right. Actually, I just found a roll of cellophane I had, so if you have got that, you use it, but otherwise use cling film, doesn't matter. And I'm just going to tape it on the back here. Yeah, so that's it sorted. I'll show you how to draw it out now. Just find something to draw some lines with. Oh, this will do. I'll bit of scrap around cardboard. Lovely. So, basically, we're going to take a line down here, a line here. Actually, this is felt tip pen's not very good. So we've got another one. Man, oh man. No, you'll have to do. Oh well, I can see it. I hope you can see it. Anyway, that's another one there. I'll do it in after properly hard, and then one across the top. So we're making an oblong. Okay, we want to mark out where roughly where the centre is there. So take that. That. Again, doesn't matter if it's exact. But the best, if you want to make it exact, stick that there. Give it that. Give it that. Come to here. And give it that. Put that there. And you're sorted. Boom. Right. If you want to find out the halfway point of that, find another piece of paper. Find that. Just see if you haven't got anything to measure it with, if you want to be all precise. Okay. Fold the paper in half to that mark. Go over there. That's your midpoint. Boom. Do it again. That's it. There. And there. Take that there now. Go to the other side. There. There. And there. Let's do it with the top, just to get that right. There. Bend it over. Oops. Just mark the painting. There. Except I didn't draw that out properly from halfway point. I don't know. Doesn't matter, we'll cheat. Okay. Now, drawing those up. Yeah, I've got. Alright, my pussycat, that's Squidge talking to us. Hello, Squidge. He's going to come up. He's going to come up probably in a minute and take part in the demo. Hello, Squidgy. As I say, I don't know why I got into doing this. This doesn't look right actually. Can you see that? Just that's better. Just use your eyes, tell whether it's sort of levelish. Okay, that's good enough for our purposes. Grid it up. So basically, as you can see, when you're drawing it out from one to the other, you'd look, say if you're starting, say you start from the top left. Right, we can see the box, this grid will be reproduced onto the canvas, only it'll be the same shape, but it obviously be scaled up. So when you draw that, this here in a position, I don't know what that is, flower, yeah, the flower, yeah. So you look at the top and see how far along that is. Oh yeah, it's there. So you put that point in there and then you take it again. So once again, it's scaling. It's a way of measuring and scaling from one thing to another. Right, this is in the studio. I'll just put that one on an easel and one on the other easel beside each other. It's probably the best way to do it. The canvas is 60 centimeters high by 50 wide. Now, if you haven't got a canvas, I suggest you get a piece of card that size, or a piece of MDF is good. Doesn't have to be too thick. Well, it could be anything. Something, a surface. It can take acrylic paints. You need to get just normal acrylics you can buy in any shop, and then prime it with either gesso or just white acrylic paint. Actually, house paint will even do it. White house paint. Okay, what I did was I've doubled the size of that. To make it fit on here, I had to draw a square inside, or I will do it. So basically, 2 inches from the bottom, draw a line 2 inches at the bottom, and then 20 inches. That's 20 there. This here is 2 inches. 1.5 inches. The borders. No, it wasn't. Tell a lie. 1.75. 1.75. And then that line's already done because you measured it from the bottom. So then you basically mark out your 1.75. If it doesn't look right, check it, because I don't think that looks right. 1.75. Yeah, sorry, inside line, and draw a line. Okay, I've already marked those. I mean, it looks like I'm being particular. I'm not. It's pretty loose. Just wanted to. If I don't do it, make it the right scale, it'll look skew. If it'll make the face look squashed or expanded. So we have to do it this way. So there you go. That's the outside box drawn. So that's basically twice the size of that, right? That's 8 inches across there. That's 16. That's 10 that way. That's 20. Clear as mud. So looking up close, that's the grid that I drew out and so on. You see what I mean about the points. So if you take that shape there, and you wanted to find out where it is in the square, you just look up to the top there, see what sort of percentage of the line you think that is, and transfer it onto the same line on the canvas. The same here. You take it from that point there. If you look at that, it was not quite halfway. It's just under halfway. So you do a little dot there. You'd go, say, if you wanted to do that to there, you'd then look on this line. Oh, it comes up that far. How much did it come up there? Come across here. Oh yeah, it's in there. So you come there. So it's there. It's like using a graph. Put a point in there and then draw freehand a curve. That's how you transfer it over. You'll see as I go along. So obviously, because we know that there is 16, yeah, spot on. We just get that to 8. We know that what the hell am I shaking for? God, it's nuts! Right. No, it's not. I'm hungry. Now, this will be 10 because this is obviously, as we know, it is, pardon me, 20 in length, or in height I should say. 10. Okay, I should mark these off on here, so that'll be 5. That'll be 5. Okay, sit down, stupid tape. That's it. But you get the picture. I'll do this and come back. And basically halved it as we did on this one, and then halved that, which in this case of course is 4, 4, 4 and 4. Okay. Alright, now here we go. Let's start. Okay, where's the best place to start? Well, I suppose we'll start where I was showing you earlier on. So if I'm going to use the other camera, where is it? Now the curve goes up, so it starts there, but it actually goes a little bit up, so it's a bit like that. If you want to, and you can always subdivide. I'm not going to, because I'm going to guess it. You could subdivide a square like that, and do the same on there. So you go down there, there, and there, and that will tell you exactly where the thing is. So I'm going to tell you what I was drawing. There we go. Pen. Let me see if I can do it without being too heavy-handed with it. Okay, if you put a line in there, and a line sort of there, and then divide that, and divide that. And you go boom, 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 boom. So that'll tell you where it is. So it basically goes over the top here, like that, down to there. And I say we're not trying to do it perfectly. Where's that going? That's in that square. See that little square there? So it'll be like sort of that. Similarly, underneath there's a line there. Comes here. That comes into the next square. Where does that go? Use your eyes and see what sort of shape it is. Roughly that sort of shape. So you've started drawing a Picasso. Bet you never thought you'd be doing that. Now, we'll have a look at this. If you don't want to do it again, let's do it again. If you want to do this with a ruler and so on, it's probably a better idea. But if you can, use a thinner felt tip pen than I've got. Okay, and that's it there. I'm sort of guessing here. And again. God, I'm drawing crap today. Now. Okay, see that little square there? That line. I'm getting too caught up with these lines now. I've got to look at the overall shapes. That's the way I do it. Okay. That sort of shape. What is that? And he's gone just like that, really. He's done that. So that's how I will do it. Shorten that bit. Goes up there and comes down there. Again, the whole point about this, apart from you know, trying to make it look like what the one we've got in front of us, is the fact that it's to do so. Nothing looks right unless it's to scale. I've noticed that in so many people's paintings and so on. Anything that has is if the scale's wrong, I'm talking about in real life and so on. If you've got sort of a person against a tree the wrong size, and you know a barn is too big in either the foreground or the background and so on, then things don't look right. You know, so you have to either use your pencil, or if you're using an image to copy from, scale it up. That's how you do it. You get on with it. Just like to mention at the moment, I've just got a grainy throat, whatever that means. So if I rush out of any second, you'll know what it is. Okay, now let's see. let's see, halfway there, halfway there. So that's that, about there. Careful. It's a complicated little bit, this area. That's more of that sort of angle. And that. Yeah. I'm going to have to use a smaller brush than I anticipated, actually, looking at this. So this is a great way for you to own your own Picasso. And me, for that matter. I don't advise making a profession out of it. They always get caught. But certainly a nice exercise, and sort of once we get to the painting side of things, it'll show you sort of you'll get a better feel of how he did it. You know, I'm going to try and do it as quick as I can, but you know, his painting, I don't know how big it was. I'll find out, but I imagine much bigger and so on here. Probably used a big brush and everything, but so we're struggling really because of the size. Struggling? Surely not. We're not struggling. We're taking it easy. Let's see now, that's about 3/4 or halfway, so there. It's a funny eye, isn't it? It's just sort of a cross between an animal's eye and a human almost, a cat's eye or a goat's eye. I think you liked cats, didn't you? Picasso? Oh. I did study art history at college. Not specifically Picasso. Pablo. That's that. It's got a touch on that. It's got a bit of that. Give it a bit of that. Give it a bit of that. What we're going to do to, if you haven't got fixative, art fixative, nick your mum's hairspray. That'll do it. So when we're finished, if you've been using charcoal, that is, you'll need to seal it, so or fix it. So yep, that's the best thing. Smells nice too. Yeah. Let's give it that sort of thing. How big is that? Yeah. I'm getting to the stage where I'm going to stop because I'm guessing instead of working it out, and that's the thing. Always be aware of what you're doing. When you make a mark, mean to do it, don't guess at it. But when it comes to the painting side of things, you get a bit freer. Once we've got it in place, we can abstract from his abstraction, if you know what I mean. Yeah. I'll take a break. There's a little time-lapse piece here. I've done it throughout this tutorial. It just speeds things along a bit. Yeah, just keep following your grid and have a look at where lines are intersecting, and then judge that against another line, etc., and just move your way through gradually. There's no rush, and remember to use a fixative or hairspray in between so you don't smudge it like I did. And then in the next tutorial we'll get onto the painting side of it. It's going to be fairly simple because they're pretty simple colours and it's self-explanatory. That's why I used this image actually, because it is basic. I mean, it's revolutionary in its a quick note here. I was smudging obviously the charcoal and so on. So what I've done is first of all I sprayed it with hairspray, and then in here, for instance, still wet, I just started to paint over with white acrylic. That will be necessary in future, because what we're going to do is we're going to put a wash over the whole thing before we start painting, just to tie it all together and hide the marks in the back. So these need to be painted in with white acrylic, you know, not the main lines but the grid. In my keep my charcoal in there, and actually it's little bits actually at the moment. I'm running low. Oh no. Just a word on the coronavirus as we're in the midst of it, and I hope you're all okay. What I do for mood wise, what I do is in the morning I'll look at the news once and then that's it. But what that does, it keeps it in your mind, so you do all the right things, cleaning, washing your hands and social distancing and everything else, but you can then concentrate on your work. So that's my advice, don't watch the news all day. Got the cat crying again now. He needs to sleep. That might be a bit too long there, actually. See here to here. Boom. Just a little curve there. How big is that? That comes to about there. So it's actually bigger than you think. A lot of these shapes look sort of smallish, but if you look at the outlines, if you think about that, it really increases the size of it, so it's quite deceptive. When I said I was going to be doing proper painting this time, this is not proper painting. I changed my mind. But if I have the time, I have to do other work to make a living, otherwise we don't do these. I'll see if I can do a landscape next. I'm losing my track here. Come on. How far is it? Don't. That's halfway, so that's only there. So really, the chin doesn't come here. Halfway. That's right. The chin, that should be there. I'll use that. That comes to halfway. There. Where does that come? About right. That's about right. And I'm going to look here. Look at that shape there. Back to the chin. It's probably about that. A bit more. Check your angle. Just use your charcoal or whatever. Take it right. So check it there. Take it across and check it there. That's the best way. And then draw it wrong. Oops. This first thing in the morning. I haven't warmed up yet. Should have done some sketching exercises before I started. Never do that. Just go straight in. Now. So far, I think we've only got 4 people watching this, so hopefully it'll increase, otherwise I'll stop doing it. There's no point in me sitting here talking to myself. I've got much more pressing things to be doing. Got a collection that I started last year after visiting the Philippines, not golf, which I am finishing off at the moment. But we were supposed to have an exhibition last year actually, and then we moved it to this year, and now that's been cancelled obviously. So keep your eyes open. I've already put a few up. Keep your eyes open for those. It's all based on legends and myths and lies even. Starting to take shape, isn't it? A funny old chin there. She's got a chunk, chunk, chunk. What's that bit? Part of the handkerchief, I think. I think that's what it's meant to be. Anyway, looks like it. This is the handkerchief, I'm sure. And he's abstracted to mix it with the face. So you won't be able to keep that with the background white. That's not white enough. I think I'll sort of use. Mind you, having looking at it now, I think he probably just did use the background. But we won't. We'll probably paint it. I find this fascinating because you never look at a painting the same way. You know, you've never. You know, before I'd do this. In other words, I'd look at it. I wouldn't take it all in. But when you actually work on it and so on, you can then see the nuances and enjoy it better. Enjoy it better. I'll correct all this with paint, right? But I need to get this bit right. Comes down a bit there, and then it comes back up, and that slopes round. Yeah, sort of. It's actually giving the impression of flat, but it's not. It comes down here. At the right slope. Maybe. Maybe not. All will be revealed. Right, that should go to... Right, where's that go? Is that too far over? No. Watch that. Gotta watch this. There's not enough slope. That's why. It's got to come down. So that's got to come down. No, I'll change that. Not looking right actually. I don't think too high on the top lip. That's what it is. Yeah, that's it. Mustn't have been concentrating. Paint out. That's wrong. So that's what the good thing you can, with the acrylic, you can paint it out and get your lines right. I think that's right. Let's do a few while I'm here. Right, we've drawn it in, and hopefully yours looks something similar. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. As long as you've drawn something there, you can just paint it whatever way you want. It's all your painting, so don't worry about how it looks. It doesn't have to look like anything. It's just the fact that you're sitting there doing it and getting used to drawing things out, applying yourself to them. Don't, just, it's not willy-nilly. You're actually putting a lot of effort into this, and it pays off if you do. Right, what I'm doing now is I'm just well, you can see I'm painting white acrylic, but what that has two functions. First, it covers up the smudges and everything else, pretty much. But mainly, as I said before, it covers up the grid. So if you put, say, a wash of say a cadmium yellow or yellow ochre or something, which we'll do, you're basically doing what's known as a glaze. You're not making it really thick. You're just painting over so it's sort of see-through. But if you've got all those lines there, it's going to look ugly, isn't it? And you have to spend time painting at that point to get rid of them. So the best way is to just paint them out in acrylic and let it dry. See how they're still standing out. If they're still showing up a lot, another coat. Don't be shy. Put the paint on in clumps, not clumps, but sort of imagine your Picasso. Well, actually, that's not what I'm doing at all. Actually, I'm just covering them up. I'll imagine I'm a Picasso when I'm putting the colours on. But basically, put enough paint on, and it doesn't matter if you see brush strokes, because after all, it's a painting. And people like to see brush strokes, I've found. My paintings. Oh, it just looks like a photograph. The other one, when I'm painting golf paintings, which amuses me, is, do you paint that from live? Oh yeah. I'll finish a painting that takes 2 weeks watching somebody swing once. No. Do you paint that live? You can do a sketch live, watercolours and things like that, but not a finished acrylic, which is why they cost more, people. When you think about Right, thank you very much for joining me on this third tutorial. There'll be part 2 coming. Get all your acrylic paints, you just need cheap ones. Any old acrylics will do. And please be careful out there and stay safe.